Yes. Now, guys, welcome to Mirror Domains and today's movie news headlines. Guys, if you don't know how this works, basically what's going to happen here is that I'll just take a look online and just look at some of the movie news headlines. It's going to be very raw. Normally, I set these videos up with certain slideshows and everything, but that's just a lot of work. And I want to invite you in and show you my process that I go through when I look at movie news headlines to see what's out there, what's going on. And I figure I'll just turn on the camera and share that with you guys. So let's see if this browsing plate that I put together is going to work nicely for us. Okay, so with that being said, guys, if you're going to interact with the chat, just to let you know, it's like on a 30-second delay. But let's start off with the weekend's box office, and then we'll go from there, and hopefully everything will be running smoothly. For the weekend of October 1st to the 3rd, obviously Venom, Let There Be Carnage was going to be in there at number 1 because, yeah, it's impressive. All right, why is my screen not showing my video? All right, there we go. Guys, sorry about that. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. See, I can't use a second monitor, otherwise my computer just can't handle the stream. It makes it really choppy. And I'll cut out all of this stuff afterwards in the live stream if people really don't care about that. But let's just talk off the start with the box office, what I'm looking at for this last weekend. Obviously, Venom was going to be out. Let There Be Carnage. And I'm going to make this not as big as I had it. Okay. Shoot. I guess I have to. All right. I'm going to have to figure this out. It's not up to my standards. Let's close that. All right. Venom. Let There Be Carnage. There we go. Number 1 was Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Okay. 90 million, and I think that's a lot higher than some people were guessing. Imagine if Venom, Let There Be Carnage had a 3-day weekend like Shang-Chi. It would have been easily over 100 million. That's impressive, because Shang-Chi had an extra day weekend and it was 95 million. But if you look at the numbers for Shang-Chi, it was like 77 million for the normal weekend. But because it was on a long weekend that Shang-Chi came out, it had 95 million. So it didn't beat Shang-Chi's record. Who cares? It's only not 5 million underneath of that. Venom, Let There Be Carnage really blew people away. I'm going to go out and see it tomorrow. So that's I'm still waiting for my reaction. I'll record it when I come out of the theater and let you guys know my instant reaction. The Addams Family 2 was 18 million. Shang-Chi's third place with 6 million. And The Many Saints of Newark, 5 million. And The Many Saints also came out on the streaming service, HBO, right? At the same time. So, yeah, I think that probably impacted them. And we'll talk about that a little bit more because I think there's something new with the Dune trailers that came out. And we'll talk about Dune and how it's coming out on the streaming service as well and how much that's going to hurt it. Dear Evan Hansen, 5th spot with 2.4 million. Free Guy still hanging in there. Sixth spot. Wow, that's impressive. Free Guy's a lot of fun, and it just came on. Was it Disney Plus? And people really enjoyed it. If you haven't seen Free Guy yet, guys, go and see it. But Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Everybody's talking about the big scene, the spoiler scene at the end. Even though I haven't seen it yet, of course, I'm knowledgeable enough to know what the post-credit scene is. So it's pretty much everything that we thought it was going to be, guys. Come on, you wouldn't have to be completely like oblivious to what's going on with the MCU and Spider-Man to not have a logical guess what the post-credit scene was for Venom. I mean, it's fairly obvious. What else is hanging in here? Jungle Cruise 8, Chalmira Putt 3. Okay, so that's an Indian film. The Jesus Music and Titan. Titan came in the 11th spot. Okay, that's interesting because that's one I want to check out. Titan. Let me read you the synopsis here. Following a series of unexplained crimes, a father is reunited with the son who has been missing for 10 years. Titan, a metal, highly a metal highly resistant to heat and corrosion with high tensile strength alloys. That's not what it's about. Guys, apparently this girl has a relationship with a car, and that car makes her pregnant. That's what I'm being told that it's about. It's a French film, I believe, from the director who made Raw. So I really want to check out this Titan because I like abstract film. I'm a horror junkie, so that's something I want to check out. But everybody will be running with Venom this week. They're going to milk it for all it's worth. And it's well deserved. I think 90 million. Yeah, that's impressive. I like that a lot. That's really good news. And that's going to be really awesome. All right. So then let's just move on from these headlines, the box office headlines, and we'll look on the Hollywood Reporter here, see what's going on. IATSE members vote to authorize a strike with over 98% support. That's not good for film and TV productions. That means that there's going to be a strike probably, and that's going to halt most productions all productions in North America. Not internationally though, but in North America. Anything going on in North America is going to get halted. That's bad. That's bad news. I have to keep my eye on this one because tens of thousands of members in the crew union voted over the weekend on whether to allow the organization's leader to call a strike if deemed necessary. So that probably is a fairly important article we need to pull up here. Let's just see if there's anything that jumps out at us other than the people who are voting and stuff like that. Okay. The members have spoken loud and clear. This vote is about the quality of life as well as the health and safety of those who work in the film industry and television industry. Yes, because I heard that a lot of these productions, they say that you're going to work 12 hours, but it's actually more than that, and you have to work through breaks. That's not acceptable, guys. You can't do that. Yeah, it says it right here. Our people have basic human needs like time for meal breaks, adequate sleep, and for a weekend. And you just gotta, you gotta push for some semblance of normalcy there. I know that the directors and the creators want to push because that's their passion, that's their drive. But if you're just the guy putting up the lights and stuff like that, you still want to have some semblance of a life because it's maybe not your passion, and that's kind of a bummer. That's why I would like to get into these things and just redefine everything. Have these production houses so that you are this production house. When there's a production on that they're doing, you are also passionate about it. Like that's the way that it sort of works on the stage, because they get your own stage crews and stuff. For the most part, you're passionate. You're just as passionate behind the scenes working on the stuff as the people in front on the stage and performing, because it's just. There's a family vibe there, and with the film industry is a little bit different because it's not like that. It's kind of like, oh, we need a lighting company. We just bring them in, and it's kind of like there's no attachment to the actual project there. They're just a lighting crew. They're just a camera crew. Maybe I'm not getting it. I'm not voicing that properly, but that's pretty much what that is. And they're just pushing for some equality there and some standards, work standards. And I got no problem with it. If they have to strike, it's going to be a bummer. Huge bummer if that happens. Continuing on with the Hollywood Reporter. HBO Succession Season 3. Guys, I'm just going to pop this caffeine-free cola. Whatever. Okay. Many Saints of Newark led depressing realization about the Sopranos character. Okay, well, that's something that's sort of relevant. Billie Eilish slams. Okay, you guys can't see those headlines on the side, so I don't need to read those. Tilda Swinton, George McKay, and Stephen Graham join Neon musical The End. Interesting. I always liked Tilda Swinton. Taylor Kitsch boards Netflix's opioid crisis drama Painkiller. Okay. Headed by Uzo Aduba and Matthew Broderick. Okay. Many Saints director on whether that surprise character was real. Was there a surprise character in the movie? I haven't read any of the reviews yet. William Shatner headed to space. Yes, I heard that. 90 years old. That's cool. Shang-Chi's destined. Daniel Craig's Cretan to helm American-born Chinese. Okay, guys, I'm not going to read every headline here. I'm just going to look for things that jump out at me, things that make me go, ooh, oh, when Billie Eilish slams. Guys, this is a topic that everybody's got something to say about this topic. I'm not going to talk about it because it's not relevant to movie news or television news, because it's something that all of us can go off and talk for probably hours on and try to convey our thoughts on, and it's just one of those things that just turns into a huge mess. So we'll skip over that, and that's it for the Hollywood Reporter. Variety, what do you got for me? Same IATSE strike looms. Yeah, everybody's going to be running with that. And then there's Kaylee Cuoco on the flight attendant. Yeah, that would be a bummer. Kelly Campbell exits Hulu as Hulu president. That'll be a big change up. We don't have Hulu here in Canada, so it's not a big thing for me. Ooh, Netflix establishes $5.4 million Chadwick Boseman scholarship at Howard University. That's cool. And I read a little bit about that. That's just basically for the arts program there. That's really cool. I like that. After Venom 2 galvanizes the box office, what's next for movie theaters? Well, between the success of Shang-Chi and Venom now, showing that movies are going to be successful in the theater, I guess it's an indication yet the movie theater business can rebound from the COVID-19 wreckage, and I think it will. As long as movies can get away from this launch in the theater and streaming service at the same time thing, that's really going to hurt Dune. Yeah, that's a bummer. That's a real bummer. Ben Affleck says he had fun playing Batman in The Flash. That's good news. After Justice League was difficult, and I could understand that Justice League was very difficult with not only what was going on with Zack Snyder, but with the execs pushing all of this weird stuff down everybody's throat. Squid Game success earns Netflix a lawsuit from Korea's SK Broadband. Are you watching Squid Game? I haven't watched it yet. It's keyed up in my queue. I know that a lot of people are saying that you got to check it out. I'm going to maybe try to do... I can't do reactions. It's just too much work, guys. I hate sitting down and cutting out parts and saying, well, this part's going to be blurred. And I know people like to watch that stuff, but it's just too much work, and it drains me. It's a real bummer. But if I'm going to do something, it'll be something that I did for Midnight Mass, where I'll just watch each episode, give you guys my thoughts on it afterwards. Yeah, maybe I'll do that for Squid Game, because reactions, they bum me out, man. They're hard work, and it's the forever battle of the copyright claim. That's just, and I know it builds an audience. I know it does. Venom sequel, how Carnage's movement was inspired by a scorpion. Really? That's interesting. Cool. I can't wait to see it. Watching it tomorrow, guys. Riding the wave, how the Pearl Jam fronted Ohana Festival kept growing during a pandemic. I like Pearl Jam. Okay, so looks like that's pretty much it for Deadline, unless I'm missing something here. La Brea, I got that in my queue as well for normal TV stuff. I just like the concept of like this weird sinkhole appearing in LA and then it takes you back in time. I'll check it out, at least the pilot at least. Lorde reveals how she used the power she was given at 16 for good. Really? Did you like her new album? When she came onto the scene, everybody was just like, the best thing ever. And I remember at the, the Grammys, she was sweeping all the awards, and it was like she won for best rock album of the year. And it was kind of like, when you saw her face, it was like, really? Best rock album? When you listen to that album, it's not very much rock music, but that's why I don't watch the Grammys, because they just, or any of those music award shows, because they just highlight the musicians and the music, but they just go over the top with some of the stuff. And yeah, that's enough about that. But you see how I go off into tangents here, and see stuff like that would normally get cut out when I would actually compose a good show. in The Many Saints of Newark, young Tony Soprano turned mobster simply isn't convincing. Oh, really? So is that a criticism of The Many Saints of Newark? I was kind of looking forward to that too. We'll have to see what some of the other reviews are like. No actors of color win despite record nominee lineup. Okay, that's the Emmys. I think that's it for Variety. You know what? Yeah, I can't think of too much more there. Let's go to Deadline. There's the IATSE members. Yeah, that's going to be a big thing today. Everybody's going to be talking about that. Boring stuff for people who are not huge movie fans, but hey, whatever happens. Facebook outage. That's right. We had a big Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp outage today, and I don't know who was responsible for it. We'll find out, but whatever. If I don't get to use Facebook, I rarely log on to my Facebook. How about you? It's something I think is probably going to get broken up in the next couple of years. Is Facebook? It's just too big, and there's stuff coming out now that is kind of like, we don't want to promote hate, but secretly we are, kind of thing. It's kind of like something's going on there. I don't trust Facebook, and I know that's a good way to build an audience too, but it's just kind of like. I just don't. Something about it rubs me the wrong way. Box office. No Time to Die and Venom sequel rain cash in on AMC, Cinemark, and IMAX. We didn't talk about No Time to Die in our box office segment, but I can quickly tell you that it did open up overseas. So what's happening is that Venom is delayed overseas. They kind of switched places. So this week we got Venom and they got James Bond, and was it next week they get Venom and we get Bond next week, so, or this week, right? So it's kind of switched up, and from what I can hear, from what I heard, is that No Time to Die did fairly well overseas, but that's pretty standard for Bond. Bond does a little bit less domestic here in North America, but I'm still excited to see Bond, so we'll see that when that comes out in the theaters here. Anything else here? This is something that happens. It's that a lot of these headlines just repeated themselves. It's kind of like a nice confirmation, right? That people are looking for these headlines, and that works for me. That's how I would take out that headline about the strike and stuff and talk about that. M. Night Shyamalan's Blinding Edge Pictures to produce Vanishings at Caddo Lake. Vanishings at Caddo Lake. Okay. He's producing it, but he's not directing it. Whatever. Do you like the Shamhammer still? Tom Brady. Oh, yes. He beat Bill Belichick last night, if you're a football fan. And there's that Painkiller story again with Taylor Kitsch, Anna Cruz Kane, and Tyler Ritter. Kelly Campbell exits as Hulu president. Okay. Facebook leads NASDAQ lower as whistleblower to appear before Congress. Whistleblower. What's this all about? Behind recent damning stories in Wall Street Journal. Okay. Well, we'll figure out more about this Facebook debacle as it comes out. Dark gay teen comedy from the other two creators and works at HBO. Dark gay teen comedy. Is that your bag? Happiness for Beginners. Ellie Kemper, Luke Grimes. Whatever. A rom-com. And that's pretty much all for Deadline, right? Oh, no, it's this. New York. Opening night film, The Tragedy of Macbeth. So it opened up in New York already? This is a take on Macbeth with Denzel Washington. And I'm curious about that. Who wouldn't be, right? Denzel, he's like a legend. All right. I think that's it for Deadline. Let's move on to Screen Rant. Venom 2, what post-pandemic box office success should look like. And indeed, Shang-Chi reportedly helped Scarlett Johansson win Black Widow lawsuit. Yeah, she won that lawsuit. Good for her. I like that. That's cool. And she's back with Disney. She's going to be working in something Tower. Tower of Terror or something like that. And that's good news because I like Scarlett Johansson. And I will always be on Scarlett Johansson's side no matter what. Even if she wants to do crazy things. All right. Why Hydra is still defining the MCU. Well, whatever. Scott Derrickson's The Black Phone gets February 2022 release date. Scott Derrickson. Is this the project that he wanted to do instead of directing Doctor Strange 2? The Black Phone? Because he was going to be directing Doctor Strange 2, and then he went off the project. I thought it was for creative differences, but I guess he wanted to do this Black Phone, an upcoming horror film, which, okay, I like horror, and he's got the eye for it. Jurassic World 3. What If series finale posters show Gamora in Thanos Endgame armor. So is that the finale for What If Thanos? Gamora is going to be the one who snaps everybody away. That'll be interesting. What do you guys think about this What If series? Is it good for you, or is it something like you're just like meh? Depending on what the title is kind of like I don't really something that doesn't really appeal to me that much, and it's a bummer because I like what if scenarios. Shang-Chi theory: Elektra joins the new 10 Rings. Really? How the Friday the 13th lawsuit could change Hollywood, and I think that's something that a lot of people have been talking about. Is this lawsuit with the Friday the 13th creator? Is that after a certain amount of time, the copyright goes back to the creator, and it's been 40 years since they made the first one, so Victor Miller was going to be awarded the domestic rights, and I like that actually. But if he shuts it down like what Clive Barker did with the Hellraiser series for so long, that's a huge mess if you've ever read about that. But like if they shut it down now, or say, hey, you know what, you can't make any more Jason movies unless you pay me $15 million, then that's the danger of this kind of stuff. And they were working on a Friday the 13th reboot. We'll have to see how that comes along now, if that's in peril. Because nobody wants to put a $20 million into a Friday the 13th movie. It's just not worth it. It's not going to fly. Which is kind of a bummer. But you know what? A Friday the 13th movie can be made for $7 million, just like Blumhouse's Invisible Man, and it will be just as good. You don't need high visual effects or anything like that. It's a simple story of, well, somebody murdering teens in the woods. Dune passes an international box office benchmark ahead of U.S. release, and that's good. You know what's good about this story is that Dune has to make a lot of their money internationally, because once it opens up here, it's going to be streaming everywhere on HBO Max. So it's going to be one of those biggest blunders of the year if Dune crashes and fails at the box office, because people can watch it on TV, on their own TVs, instead of going out into the theater to watch it. Because Dune, guys, is something that is worthwhile seeing on the big screen. It's just visually, it's stunning. The soundtrack is kind of like, actually, I know people will rail against me for this, but the Dune soundtrack is probably the weakest Hans Zimmer soundtrack I've ever heard. And I know he was going for this grandiose psychedelic kind of thing, and it'll work for a lot of people, but for me, I kind of like it. I like the old Dune themes from the Lynch's Dune. There's nothing like that in it. That's what I want to say. You know how Hans Zimmer usually will have like a theme, like the Superman theme, or something that he can get behind, like Inception. There was nothing really like that in Dune. It was all mood music. You get a few bombastic things, but there's nothing in there that makes you go, we'll talk about that more when Dune comes out, because there's a lot to talk about. In fact, when Dune comes out, I'm thinking that I'm going to break it down into small parts of my review. I'm going to talk about it in its parts, and we'll see how that goes. But Dune, it has the potential to be one of the biggest blunders of 2021 when it comes to the box office, because yeah, it's going to be rivaled next to the only other big blunder of 2021, Cole Young in Mortal Kombat. Nobody cared about. It should have been Johnny Cage. Just a huge blunder, right? James Gunn debunks Suicide Squad theory about Polka Dot Man Easter egg. I don't know what that is. Why the Many Saints of Newark flopped? Well, we saw from the box office it only made $5 million. People are saying that it's not believable. I guess maybe his son can't act. That'll bum people out. That'll bum people out a lot. Why Venom 2 release date always needed to be delayed. All right, now we're getting into some speculation stuff, and Andrew Garfield becomes Rent creator. Jonathan Larson and Tick Tick Boom. Oh, there's a Tick Tick Boom trailer out. And I just saw today that there's some more Andrew Garfield speculation for Spider-Man Homecoming. Let's see if that's on any other site here. Joe Blow. Affleck had fun doing The Flash. We talked about that earlier. I think he should. You guys can't see this, but it says on the side here, new Scream trailer drops soon. So there's a new Scream coming out next year, January. And hey, if there's a new trailer coming out, we're going to do a trailer reaction for that for sure. For sure. The Munsters Dragula is going to be up for sale in January. The Munsters Dragula. Really? Anything else that jumps out at me here? Val clip features a demon escort and her victim. Witch Hunt review. Elvira Netflix in Chill's video discusses stress slashers. You know, this Elvira, she's like 70 years old now, and she's still pulling off the character well. At least in the clip that I saw, that she's like promoting a bunch of the horror stuff now on Netflix for the month of October here. And I was just like, wow, she's 70 now? Good for her. Succession TV review. Halloween Kills promo videos. Okay, I watched that promo video. I guess yesterday they dropped like a B-roll of the Halloween Kills. I wouldn't watch it because it shows, I'm guessing, a lot of spoilers. And if you don't mind the spoilers, watch it. But I felt like it revealed a little too much. I'm still looking forward to Halloween Kills, though. I hear there's a lot of fan service in it. And I'm a big fan of fan service. I don't know what that is. Sounds like a leaf blower or something. Ben Affleck had fun playing Batman in The Flash after a difficult Justice League shoot. We saw that already today. Highlander. Tick Tick Boom. New Scream movie trailer has been rated, coming soon to theaters. Yep, I'm anticipating that. Okay, so we're repeating some headlines here, guys. If I'm not mentioning it, it's just because that's repeating. Yeah. Mark Hamill actually loves the Star Wars prequels. I think a lot of people are coming around on the prequels. I know there's still problems with it, but they're mostly superficial stuff like, oh, I don't like the dialogue. Oh, I don't like his acting. And that's pretty much the bulk of the arguments that I hear. Some complain about too much CG. I complain about too much CG. It doesn't take that much to actually build stormtrooper suits, clone trooper suits, which he should have done. He should have done. I don't get. I never understood that. But for the most part, people seem to like the stories, and I watch a lot of reactors, and a lot of the younger people that are reacting to the prequels, they like it. They like it a lot, and I like the reactions to it. So that's good. That's good news. Okay. Oh, there's that Scott Derrickson story again. Black Phone. Do we have a log line for Black Phone? I think we're all looking forward to seeing Ethan Hawke break bad. Oh, so Ethan Hawke is in that movie. Will Smith considers Wild Wild West to be his worst movie. I think a lot of people will agree with that. God, that movie was awful. I'm sorry if you like Wild Wild West, but yeah, that was pretty bad. Scott Derrickson's Black Phone. Pushed to February. Do we have a synopsis here? Give me a synopsis. Okay. Black Phone takes place in a suburban Colorado town in 1970s where 5 children have gone missing. Finney Shaw is soon to become the 6th victim when he is kidnapped by a serial killer, Ethan Hawke, and put inside a soundproof basement, finding a disconnected phone. Haven't we seen something like that before with Kim Basinger? But she's in the attic and she's stuck with a phone. Shaw discovers its ability to transmit the voices of the killer's previous victims who tried to help him escape. So like recordings or something like that? That's interesting. Do we have a trailer for this? Is there a trailer for this? Okay, guys, I'm going to open up YouTube and see if there's a trailer for The Black Phone. Whoops. And if there is, we'll watch it. The Black Phone movie review. Really? Somebody's already got a review about it. Interesting. Upcoming horror movie. Not seeing a trailer here, guys. First look trailer. Just looks like a motion poster. So there's no trailer yet. I guess that'll come out soon. And when it does, we'll react to it. Cinema Blend. After Stephen King shares one-word review for Malignant, James Wan sends a sweet message back. Apparently, King liked Malignant. I like Malignant, guys. Don't get me wrong with my review. It's just, I feel like it's not for everybody. It's a little too abstract for some people. But I enjoyed it for what it was. Because it just goes so crazy bonkers, and I like that stuff. But it takes a while to get there. If you see it, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, you can't see quite over here. Guys, I'm going to edit my boxes here for everybody to see a little bit better coming up. If I'm going to do this on a daily basis. I haven't decided yet or not. It'll be maybe a weekly thing. I'll do it at the beginning and at the end of the week. Yeah, I like that idea. Okay, The Batman, Zoe Kravitz on incredible experience filming despite the pandemic. Apparently, a lot of people are liking Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman from the images we've seen. After police took him to rehab, Jackass star Bam Margera explains why he thinks the whole situation happened. Well, the whole situation happened, Bam, is because you showed up to the set so messed up. And then you would go off in crazy stuff and do crazy things. And it's just, that hurts me. Because I was watching Jackass 3.5 on Netflix recently because I like that stuff. And he's part of the crew. And the fact that he couldn't hold it together long enough to film the 4th movie really bums me out because I like to see him and Knoxville together. It's just, he's part of the crew, right? He just couldn't do it. And that's a bummer. I'm rooting for you, Bam, though. Get it together. Come out of it. The Suicide Squad, Nathan Fillion salutes Ryan Reynolds' work in Free Guy. Anything else jump out at me here on Cinema Blend? Vin Diesel shares touching moment between director Justin Lin and his son. Truly someone that cares about family. Oh, God. Vin, please drop that stuff. It's becoming cliche. It's so cliche now. It's laughable that the Fast franchise is all about family. It's kind of like you roll your eyes when you hear it now. Clint Eastwood won after a CBD lawsuit made fake claims. I don't know anything about that, but if you saw Cry Macho, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not his best. I still prefer The Mule better. Okay. Halloween Kills director on challenges of filming Michael Myers. Anything else that jumps out at me here on Cinema Blend? Denis Villeneuve explains why he wanted to elevate the female characters. Were they elevated, though? Were they elevated? I'm just thinking back to it. I'll watch it again when it comes out to theaters here in North America, guys. I'm definitely going to watch it twice for sure before giving you my big spoiler-full review. The Batman's Jeffrey Wright reflects on making history as a black Jim Gordon. And now we're getting into the tabloid kind of type headlines. All right, let's move on to Movie Web. If you want to talk about tabloid headlines, Gwyneth Paltrow promises to get engines revving with her latest not for safe for work goop product. If it's anything like her candle, her scented candle. Have you guys heard about that? Freddy Krueger's glove, Michael Myers mask, Wilson the volleyball, and props go up for auction. That's cool. To have his glove, that would be awesome to have. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones Chapter 24, What Happened Before. The Bodyguard remake is putting a new spin on its lead character. Oh, are they doing a remake of The Bodyguard? Who's going to sing the title song? Oh, and SNL paid tribute to Norm Macdonald this weekend. And I didn't see it, but I hear that it was quite touching. Kenneth Branagh snuck a Thor Easter egg into the new movie Belfast that he directed. Of course, we know that Kenneth Branagh directed Thor. That's kind of interesting. Elvira doing horror recommendations all month for Netflix. We talked about that. Ridley Scott says Gladiator 2 is ready to go after his next movie. I don't know about that, guys. I know a lot of people like Gladiator. It's not going to be about Maximus. It can't be, because we know how Gladiator ends. I don't know how that story is going to work. I really don't. Really? Jamil reveals first look at She-Hulk villain Titania. I don't know anything about She-Hulk. I don't. But I know somewhat of the cast. Is that the way she's going to look? Okay, well, that's just her hair. That's just her hair. Tatiana Maslany. This has got to be close to being finished, if not already finished. All right, that's taking forever to load. Angelina Jolie turned down a superhero role before Eternals. Was it Wonder Woman? No, it couldn't have been. But whatever. Is that something that interests you? I'm excited for Eternals. She's like Thanos' cousin. That's the only thing I know about the characters so far. No Time to Die sets record overseas with a $119 million opening. I told you, it was big overseas. Bond does well overseas, not so much domestically, but I still think it's going to pull in decent box office numbers. And that's it for Movie Web, right? Okay, so if you follow Jamila Jamil, she's playing the villain in the She-Hulk. That's what her hair is going to look like. Let's go over to the Twitterverse with our own peril, at our own peril, and figure out what's going on here. See if there's anything that jumps out at us. Keira Knightley, new film. Eyes of Tammy Faye opened up this weekend, guys, and it didn't do so well at the box office. I don't know if it was a wide release yet, but guys, watch it for the acting. Andrew Garfield is good in it, and Jessica Chastain is definitely worth looking at. Jessica Chastain is just awesome overall. For her performance alone, yeah, check it out. Eyes of Tammy Faye. Ben Affleck confirms that he will be in The Flash. We already know that. What is this? It was a really nice way to revisit that, as the prior experience had been difficult. I'm probably under some gag order I'm not even aware that I probably just violated. And so he was talking about his experience, and I guess he's just joking around that he probably even shouldn't have said that. But we know that Affleck's going to be in there. We know that Michael Keaton's Batman's going to be there. The Flash, can't wait for it. Lindsay Lohan starting her own podcast. Cool. Yes? No? Yes? Yes? What's this? The poster for Red Rocket. I don't even know what this production is. Sean Baker's, starring Simon Rex. Red Rocket. Ever heard about it? from the director of the Florida Project and Tangerine. Okay, well, that'll get a lot of the art house movie enthusiasts probably excited. Tilda Swinton and George McKay. We talked about that, right? Tick, Tick, Boom. New trailer drop for that. It's not on Netflix, but I'll watch anything with Andrew Garfield. And we just talked about him in the face of Tammy Faye. So he's just fantastic. Fauci. No, I'm not going to watch that. That's another topic. That's just a lot of people have opinions on. Happy birthday, Dakota Johnson. Yes, indeed. Happy birthday. Oscar Isaac is currently trending. Do we need... Of course he's trending. He's going to be in Dune coming up. And he should always be trending. He's always doing something off the wall. And he's a fantastic actor. What's my favorite? Probably still Ex Machina. He just plays that evil... Not evil role. He's just that off character. He's talking something logical. Sounds logical, but there's something off about him. He does that perfectly. Episode 4, Scenes of a Marriage, talking about Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain. I haven't seen that. I guess it looks like from this clip, it's pretty racy. There's Jessica Chastain. The Eternals, new clip. Oh yeah, there was a new clip out today. This is the point, because we're just a month away now, where all of these TV spots are just maybe giving a little too much for me. And this is where I pull back. I don't want to watch too many of them because I want to actually be surprised. Dune has made over 100 million worldwide so far, and it's going to need every ounce of it worldwide. It's going to need every ounce of it. I haven't seen a theater like that in ages. These seats aren't even staggered. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Reese Witherspoon via Instagram. God, she's fantastic. Oh, looks like this is pretty much all it. David Fincher's Gone Girl, Rosamund Pike and Ben Affleck, opened in cinema 7 years ago. Really? That was 7 years ago. What a fantastic movie. The Lost Daughter. Oh, Momoa, Isaac, and he plays one of the henchmen for the Harkonnens, and he was Polka Dot Man. And this villain of... Guys, we're going to be talking lots of Dune over the next couple of weeks for sure. For sure. Jennifer Lawrence at the Women's March, and she looks like she's getting there, guys. She's pregnant, if you haven't heard. When women can't be free if they don't control their bodies. She's at one of those rallies. And, of course, Jennifer Lawrence is probably my second favorite actress. I'll always side with her, no matter what, even if she drives us over a cliff. I'll be the guy in the background going, yeah! All right, Squid Game star. Is this why people like Squid Game? Because of some ripped abs? Is that what I'm going to be signing up for when I watch Squid Game? Queen Pins on Paramount Plus. It's got, Baby Rexha, right? No Time to Die. Black Widow. All right, guys. I think that's it from the Twitterverse. Let's go over to the Reddit rundown. See if anything jumps out at us. There's the poster again for Tick, Tick, Boom. Chadwick Boseman Scholarship. Guys, I think that's pretty much it for today. Belfast poster. It's going to have a little Easter egg of Thor in it. Okay, guys. Sounds like they're going to be cutting the grass outside, which means the lawnmowers are going to be overwhelming. Dante's Peak was a trip down memory lane and got me in the mood for some 90s disaster movies. Dante's Peak, Pierce Brosnan, not Keith Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan, Dante's Peak. I love that movie. Will Smith also hates Wild Wild West. Yeah, that was terrible. That was awful. Okay, we're repeating our stories now, guys. There's that poster again for Red Rocket. Red Rocket. And let's just end it there, guys. Let's just end it there. Go back to this open plate. Oh, yeah, I forgot I got all these things keyed up on my on my OBS, and that's the way it's been. Do you guys like this kind of format? Let me know in the comments below. We'll talk about some of these headlines. I'll do this at the beginning, maybe at the end of every week. Just turn on the camera, go through the headlines. It's not worth it every day because each little story just doesn't get the traction from people because people just aren't looking for it. But if you get this thing in a kind of like long format, you just put it on in the background while you're doing something else, listen to some of the big headlines and what my thoughts are, and we'll talk about it. All right, guys, that's the way it is for Monday, October 4th, in the realm of movie news headlines.